one of your traders, I forget his name. Shoot, I really like the guy, but he had a good thread about March 12th or March 13th.
Yep, it's
Uh,
probably Trubico.
yeah, exactly. And one of the interesting things that I learned there, because I'm not a trader, right? He's like, this was really tough for us. We handled it well. A lot of people handled it well. What you guys don't realize on the outside is how much worse this could have gone, right? He's like, you
Yeah,
literally could have. He's like, you literally could have had Bitcoin going down to like $500 pretty quickly. And
yeah.
like, can you explain what happened on March 12th or 13th, what that day was like, and like how much worse it could have gone?
Yeah, it could have been a total fucking nightmare. I mean, and in particular, like the big thing is that you had these cascading liquidations, right? If it weren't for that, the risk would have been a lot lower because, frankly, no one who was holding lots of Bitcoin thought that it was worth. No one thought it was worth 3,500, but it did get that low. But everyone thought it was worth more than that. No one was like, oh yeah, no, you got to sell here. This is obviously like, an overpriced Bitcoin. Even the people selling didn't think that because they didn't want to be selling. They were selling because they were getting liquidated, you know. And so I think it's one of these things where like was almost accidental that it printed up there, um, and or down there rather, and it just happened because someone gets liquidated, which triggers a liquidation of someone else, which triggers a liquidation of someone else, and eventually billions of dollars get liquidated. The scary thing about those is that it's not clear why they stop. It could just keep going. And the problem is that like when you're driving down to that sort of range, um, there are a lot of businesses and deals in crypto that were just premised on the assumption that Bitcoin would never go below 5K.
You know, like mining businesses, a lot of lenders. Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah,
Exactly. And so there's just like a ton of other people who didn't have leverage futures positions on, but who nonetheless had a basically an economic situation that was unsustainable below 5K. And what you worry is that you have like this sort of 2008 like situation where eventually it becomes clear that like it might cascade through the whole industry. That like almost nothing will be left. That was the real worry. And it was just like every $1,000 that Bitcoin went down, another chunk of the industry became unprofitable.
yeah. So
Um,
so how far away were we from going from shit really hitting the fan?
I mean,
Are we talking
yeah,
hours,
not very far.
days? Yeah, okay. Yeah,
6 hours, 12 hours, I don't know. Like,
crazy.
I mean, it's dropping pretty quickly at some points there. It wasn't like just slowly bleeding down. Like it went from like 9K to like 4K in about a day. So the answer can't be like, there's a limit to how long the answer to that can be, right? Like,
Yep.
so it just actually didn't take that long to get very close to it. I think like in 1 hour it could have happened if it was a very bad hour, but each hour is not rated to be that hour. But if it had gone on for 6 to 12 hours, maybe one of them would have. It's not a whole lot of time.
Nuts.